But it's an aeroplane that requires a great deal of effort to keep in the air, particularly so because this is a 4-engine heavy bomber, the like of which was simply never intended to be operated in private hands, as this one is, by Ellie Sallingboe, without whose efforts, without whose indefatigability, this aeroplane simply would not fly for us, as it's about to do the Boeing B17-G flying fortress named Sally B. This aircraft acts as a highly dignified. In the first of 2 appearances on the programme is Andrew Dixon, who, amongst many other roles in aviation, is the training captain for B-17 preservation, both of them hugely experienced exponents of the art of displaying a heavy, multi-engined aircraft such as this. European theatre that the legend of the B-17 was forged. The 8th Air Force started flying them from British soil in 1942, and the early experiences showed the need to improve the design, to give it better defensive armament, more armour plating and a bigger bomb load, also better equipment with which to aim the bombs. And it was a legend solidified in no small part 75 years ago this year by the exploits of one B-17F in particular. It was an aircraft based nearby at Bassingbourn with the 91st Bomb Group, and it was of course named Memphis Belle. And it was the first B-17 credited with completing 25 combat missions. The crew, in fact, which was headed by Captain Robert Morgan, completed 29 missions, some of them in other aeroplanes. And this aircraft, as many of you will know, was amongst the stars of the 1990 film Memphis Belle, much of which was filmed here. And this machine, operated by Ellie Sallingboe, really bore the brunt of that filming activity. It's not a big bomb bay compared with the likes of the Arrow Lancaster, or indeed American type, the B-24, but this was still a hugely effective aeroplane. The main tactic of the 8th Air Force was daylight raids against German industrial facilities and transport and resupply networks. Initially there were no long-range fighters able to accompany them all the way to and from their targets, but then the likes of the P-47 we saw earlier and the P-51 Mustang came along and changed all that. Even so, life on board these aircraft at altitude, in the cold, with the risk of enemy action, was not an easy one. Excellent individual B-17s and the heroism of their crews is why Sally B is such an important memorial today. This aircraft has been operated since 1975 in the UK. It's almost entirely reliant on public support and generosity in order to keep operating. It's seen nothing in the way of official support, even though it is based here at IWM Duxford. Very much a private operation. one in which the efforts of Harry Salingbow and all the volunteer team behind her have been utterly crucial. This is now, of course, the only airworthy B-17 left in Europe. Must cost. And in these endeavours, Ellie Salingbow is always grateful to the members of the Sally B Supporters Club, of whom there are many thousands around the world. All funds go towards the continued operation in airworthy condition in the UK of Sally B. You can sign up by going to the stand that's positioned in front of where the aircraft was parked earlier on the flight line, and shortly will be again. They've got two B-17 Sally B flags flying from it to show you where it is. You can go along, sign up there, and that brings all sorts of benefits with it. Not least the fact that you'll know that you've helped keep this aircraft flying, and this flight past with smoke on to simulate two damaged engines always salutes the members of the Sally B Supporters Club. So, rolling out after another typically majestic display, B17-G Flying Fortress Sally B. Thanks to operator Ellie Salingbow, and thanks to the crew on the flight deck today, Peter Kuipers and Andrew Dixon. Now, we change genre once again.